Good. Now, be nice. So we're discussing pen and AI, pen versus AI. I have with me a seasoned copywriter, creative consultant, published author with over 2 decades of experience in storytelling across advertising, entertainment, and social impact. His journey began in 2005 when a short story from his journal unexpectedly launched his writing career. Since then, he has contributed to entertainment publications, collaborated with different Nollywood actor and actresses, and worked up with top agencies across Nigeria. His creative leadership at YBR earned him gold and silver at the 2019 Life Award with standout work on the MTN campaign, such as Seasons of Surprises, I Will For You, and so on. Beyond advertising, he is deeply committed to storytelling as a tool for change. He has published several works, including Saving Tapa, that I first read, and we became friends from there, For Days and a Night, and the songs about AIDS economic. His screenwriting and directing credits. Am I the one reading? Good. His screenwriting and directing credits spans short films and telemovies, and is spoken at TEDx Unilife. He continues to inspire young creatives to find their voice and tell their stories with purpose. I have with me the legendary Seun Odukoya. Now, this is
to be clear, please, let us. I don't direct anything, no.
I know that. Do you know the things you directed? Do you know the link you sent me? Anyway, it signals that we're discussing pen and AI, and he's not gentle. Seun Odukoya is not gentle. But one thing. Nice. Are you nice?
I am very much so.
Go on. Time one, okay. Now, with AI, what is it about AI that gets on your nerves? And I'll say gets on your nerves. I know you have a frown. Don't worry, I'm coming. Wait, hold on.
Gets on my nerves, wow.
It gets on your nerves as a writer, right? And so put your mic here and let me stay here and let's dissect this conversation. As a writer, and you've written so many works, and AI is coming, is it an assistant or a tool to upgrade the work? Because now when you write some things in this era of social media, they're like, it's ChatGPT, and I'm like, we still have sense now.
Well, it depends on who you're talking to.
Okay, so
so first of all, AI does not get on my nerves, right? It's people who misuse AI that get on my nerves, and I'm sure I don't need to explain why.
Explain why.
Okay. I'll just tell you a very simple story. I had the privilege of being in a room while my creative director was interviewing a prospect for an art director job, and this guy was using ChatGPT to answer my August questions. How would that not get on anybody's nerves? As just imagine that kind of thing. You're at an interview. Exactly. That kind of thing is what annoys me. AI does not get on my nerves. And to your question, you asked if it's an assistant or a tool.
Yes.
It depends on the application and who's using it. I'm still figuring my way around it because when it comes to tech, I'm what is known as a late adopter.
Okay.
If I show you my Android phone now, but because I understand my own limitations, I surround myself with young people, young brilliant people who
you have to put that.
Yeah, for real, who dissect these things and make sure that I'm not a caveman in thought and word, even if I am in my manner of living. You get, so I'm still, like I said, I'm still figuring my way around AI. And personally, the challenge I have with AI is I enjoy what I do. I'm privileged to enjoy what I do. The fun is in, having a conversation with my peers, my colleagues, we have a brief and we're trying to think, how can we address this? How can we come at this? What unique perspective can we offer? And then, we have some random ideas. I put them down and I go home and I mull over them, sleep, and then come up with a good idea that I think, this idea is fantastic. And then I share with my friends and they add stuff and they make it. You get?
Yeah.
That part of the process is the fun for me. That part of the process is what AI takes over. Yes, now. So what's my purpose then
So,
if you know?
in your own opinion, how has writing evolved from oral storytelling to handwritten scripts to digital formats? So there was oral storytelling, there was handwritten scripts, and now they have the digital format.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's storytelling that evolved, and I stand corrected, right? I think it's the medium of consumption that
Okay.
evolved. We still tell each other stories.
Every day.
We still orally we still tell each other stories.
Mm,
There are still books to read, you know. Even most of your audio stories start from the page, right?
true. True.
Well, let me not say most because I've not done a count, but quite a lot of your audio stories start from the page, right? And so I won't call it an evolution. Like I said, it's not the storytelling. It's not storytelling as an art that has evolved. It's the medium of consumption. I think stories will still remain stories. That's not gonna change. You get so
Pick one. Writing by hand or typing by phone.
writing by hand
Why?
because I don't know. I don't
Does
know.
it spark creativity?
Yeah, it helps me as a person, as an individual, as a storyteller. I prefer to be close to the page. So
Close to paper.
yes, for most of my stories, though that's not the process I do anymore because I don't have that much time anymore.
To be writing.
Yes, but at the beginning of my writing career and for the first like 6-7 books I published, I get a good amount of it out via biro and paper. You know. Then I'm confident enough that I have a cohesive story to go. Then I move it from the page to the screen.
How
And I edit as I go along. Yeah.
so how symbolic
helps.
is the pen to our cognitive role beyond just being a tool for writing?
How
How cognitive?
I didn't go to school. Oh.
Wait,
This is your
calm
big
down.
English.
Wait,
right?
we carry it down. We
Okay.
carry it
I'm
down.
not
So I'll
calm,
explain.
you know that.
Now, so you know when you write,
Mhm.
it has a way of your brain directly to your hands,
Yes.
as against when you're typing
Yes.
on your phone.
Yeah.
Which sinks more?
To who? The writer or the reader?
Both.
Well,
Because somebody has to write for somebody to read.
that's a tough question. For me, I would speak for myself. It's always biro to paper. But the
For a
thing
budding
is,
writer, where should they start from?
again, my recommendation.
You know you're a teacher,
Yes.
so you're teaching us this morning.
Yeah, but the thing is, so I'm always careful. There are many roads to the market. You get? There are I mean, that is the beauty of technology. That is also the danger of technology. There are many options, multiple options. So you can't say it has to be this way. You get? For me, I always like to start from the fundamentals. And that's probably because I'm old school.
Great. Now you're old school in the new generation.
I'm just saying. So my mentality is, for want of a better word, are around the process I learned through.
Okay.
I started writing when I was a child, even up to when I was a teenager, I think. Computers were something we saw in movies and on pages of novels. You get? So I had to work with those within those circumstances. So that probably helped me refine my process. It would be very unfair for me to now say, no, unless you start with biro and paper, you can't write.
No.
There are children who grew up in the internet age. They should also work with the tools they have at hand. I just, because like I said, that I started with that. So of course, my default setting is that, which also means that I am more comfortable with that.
Writing.
Yeah.
So there is
By
this
hand.
thing by hand. So
Yes.
there is this thing that when you start to use, so you're typing by your phone.
Yeah.
You now don't know how to use your pen to write. I come in contact with it.
Well, okay.
You know.
Yeah, but then again, you have to consider it this way. How many things do you write by hand these days?
Except I want to sign a check, or you go to the bank and you have to,
Do you fill forms and so it's
and then you have your signature because
all these things are getting less and less required.
Mm.
That's why it's risky to say unless you do it like this, you can't do it. So you get, yeah.
Now, speaking of writing and having published books and still going to publish more because
God
you owe me plenty books to read. You know you owe me.
I have books. It's finding because I don't want to do trial by error. I want to because I know you are talking about a physical book.
Yes,
I
because
know
we
now.
still like some of us.
Don't worry, it's just
feel
let me.
like-
I just need to get like 2 months where I can focus. I'll get it out.
Now, still on AI
Yes.
versus
Pen.
versus pen and AI.
Yeah.
If AI becomes a default writing tool, how can we preserve our storytelling, preserve human storytelling tradition?
Define default writing tool.
Our default writing tool is we used to write pen. That's what you and I have been discussing, right? Pen to book. Now
Yeah.
that the new generation are going to
That's
start
the
with
point.
AI.
It's so look.
Yeah.
Listen. The only reason why I would feel like AI might be a threat, and I'm speaking generally now, it's because its applications are general.
Okay.
AI has implications for health.
Yeah,
It
true.
has implications for the military. It has implications for entertainment, and so on and so forth. We heard about, I mean, a renowned producer talked about using AI to
For
make
songs.
You understand? Whether we like it or not, we will get there. If we are not already there, so you get. So, and to somebody who grew up with these things, it's hard to say, oh, Shebe, can I speak Yoruba?
Yeah, you can.
You know.
And I'll help you translate. They don't need to do it like
they
that.
don't do it like that. Oh. This is, you understand? You can't tell that person. You sound like they are talking rubbish, right? But I would say that stories have thrived in spite of the medium.
True.
There was a time when pen and paper sounded like
typewriter and
you get. I remember there was a story because I spoke with one of my art friends, my artistic friends. By artistic, I mean
drawers.
paintbrush, and we're talking about people feeling threatened by AI, and he said that when the camera was first produced, some people who painted by hand felt like this is going to take away our livelihood. You understand?
But the cameras are back.
Cameras are there and painters are still there.
Yeah, true.
You've heard of a painting being somebody. This I will always say this because it's so funny to me. Somebody used duct tape to tape a banana to something. I called it a painting. Man will be agbalumo.
And we will try because Nigerians love to try, and we will try. So let's go back to writing because AI is just a tool to write a bit.
Yes.
Fine.
In the context of writing, it's just a tool. In other things, it has more serious implications.
But here I am still struggling with one is why should AI be a problem?
Okay.
That's one. Yes, it's a tool, it's an assistant tool. You can get away with it sometimes, but if like the case of your creative director interviewing somebody and the person was reading,
that one is another level of I don't know what it is, but it's
laziness.
I'm not going to put it. Don't put words in my mouth.
No. So because it's one is an escape tool,
yeah.
One is helping tool. How then do we now balance it? I think that's what I'm thinking.
Again, let's be clear on something. My opinion, right?
Yeah.
As of now, AI has not achieved singularity. That's at least that's what they tell us. Singularity is the point where AI becomes completely independent of human beings, I think. Or it's learning faster than human beings. One of the two.
We should not get there yet.
Well, look, let me tell you what you don't realize. We get fourth-hand news. Just keep that at the back of your mind. So, what we know is what they want us to know.
Okay, true.
So, just again, keep that somewhere in your mind. The question you asked is
balance.
When does it become a tool? And it's all in the use of it. For example, I know people in my discipline who use AI to refine the work they do, to get multiple perspectives, and that's along the lines of what I am learning myself.
Yeah.
So that does it help me? Can it make me better? You understand? Like a partner, a co-creator. Now, in my other career where I write fiction and poetry and other things, if I release a book that ChatGPT wrote and say I wrote it, am I not a fraud? Do you understand? So it's application.
So how then do we decipher Shewu wrote this, AI wrote this?
Well, I think the closer you are to it, the more you'll be able to see nuances.
Okay.
For now, AI doesn't have emotions. It can't feel. It can't think. What it does is mirror things. It mimics.
But that mirroring is becoming
it's a big deal, yes. So that's the point. I've read thousands of books. It's not bragging, it's facts. I can tell to a certain extent when I'm reading something ChatGPT wrote. Because there's a way human beings write.
Ah.
I'm telling you, Oshodi, if you take pen and paper now and you start to scribble something,
yes,
the people who know you well, people who
can,
they will say Oshodi wrote this thing.
There's a tone
for charts writing, because there is no personality
yet.
I like that you said yet. Exactly, yet.
Yes, because it's just like when Delve, DELVE, became an issue on Twitter.
Exactly. Yeah. It became You see that thing? So again, another problem. Well, I don't like to say problem, but another issue might be people's reaction to AI. It got to the point where somebody was raising an argument that if I see a dash in your writing,
is AI. No,
it's now. You should look for a copy of my first book for Days and Nights. The dashes in that book.
You are an upcoming author.
5 million.
You're an upcoming author.
Yeah.
In Signals on 91.3, we're discussing AI versus pen AI. Seun calls it human versus AI. Yes. If you have questions, call us 0704 700 9913. If you have issues with AI and you have comments, call us 0704.
If you have issues with AI, you're your own. You're a scientist.
It's not the fact that you
don't have technical knowledge of AI.
Sorry.
0704.
I know where I'm going. 0704 700 8913. We're discussing AI wahala with writing, and because the new generation of writers, and a lot of people write, we just don't know that we write. We write a lot from the chats. We write we are writing every day. So how then do we? I think for me, it's not that AI is not a tool and not a good tool. Well, but if we balance it well, is how then do we preserve our voice, right? Because if we're saying AI is mirroring what we're doing, if you get to, so there are a lot of ChatGPT, there is Cloud, there is Claude. Is it Claude, Perpetua, Gemini?
Chat.
And if you look at Google Gemini, for example, like Google Gemini is hard. ChatGPT is a little bit of soft because I browse through the different. Perpetuality is kilo and you the cry I have is, where do we preserve our humanity? If something is mirroring us, how then do we know that something is mirroring us? Because look, the case of people, you're going to meet people, you start to decipher, is it AI that is talking to me, or is it a human being?
Okay, so again, what you just talked about is not, well, again, this is my opinion. Yes, now before they say Shell said, it's my opinion.
Having a conversation, hold on. The tool of the balance of having a conversation is we can pick.
Yes,
we can pick different perspectives. So it's not about your opinion or not, is we're picking different perspectives. Just so that
these days everybody gets offended at anything. So I just wanted to be clear.
We're not doing cancel culture.
This is what I'm saying, right? This is my point.
Good.
Can I talk?
Go ahead.
So, like I mentioned before, right? You talked about how do we preserve our voices.
Yes.
Okay. As far as our great country goes, we are really poor at recording, documenting. We are really, really poor at that, know. So that would have been something that would have helped a lot.
Okay.
For example, there's a country in the world, they will remain nameless for the sake of this conversation.
Okay.
But one thing they do that I like is they have something called National Film Registry, or I hope I'm not wrong, where you hear something like they added this film to their library for being historically relevant.
Okay.
You understand? And what that means is, so for example, if I said, what would this country be like? What was it like?
National Registry Film Library Congress.
Something like that.
Okay.
And I said, what was this country like at so time when I was not alive? There should be a piece of literature
that would document
that could represent that would give me a feel. For example, if you look at the Godfather films, they capture an era. Now, how accurately they capture that era, I know they did, so I can't say.
It's film,
but exactly, there's always elements of fiction.
Yeah.
But it represents a particular time in a particular country. There are books too that are representatives of particular times You understand?
Yes.
So by the time you take a book and you look at a film and you listen to a piece of music, you have a pretty much idea, a pretty clear idea of what was happening in
At
that
that
place
era.
at that particular time. You know, that's how, you know, voices get preserved.
Now this is us leading into intellectual properties.
Yes. For example, let me just quickly say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Things Fall Apart will forever remain a staple of classic Nigerian literature. That
Forever.
book is not going anywhere.
No, and even this one in UNN preserved Chinua Achebe's all works in an office.
Yeah,
the
you
same fan
understand
he
what we're
used,
saying.
the
Yeah.
same chairs he used.
That is how you
everything.
preserve voice.
You
get.
if UNN did a very good job in preserving that
I
memory.
remember a documentary. Memory eludes me now, but I think it was done in 2023 or 2022. I can't remember clearly which one. But it was about the shrine, the lifestyles of the guys. Some area boys. Wow. It was really no. Fela.
Okay.
Yeah, Baba Fela Shrine, and the men who lived around there. It was really like a raw look at them. I remember one of the stories of a guy who talked about how one of his friends, you know, unalived another of his friends over suya. You know, those kinds of stories. And there was another story of a guy who his wife gave birth and he was broke at the time, and yet his friends did a huge party, you know, and and he sat outside crying like, these are my family. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those kinds of things are how we preserve our voice, how we were at a particular time, and so on and so forth. You get?
Okay, so
that's why we'll always need literature.
We always need literature.
Yes.
So still on intellectual property, with AI,
yes,
you know, it's a mirror now. So now AI is a mirror of whatever we put in.
Yes.
I'm looking for that particular, whatever you give it gives you back. Now, do you think AI is good enough to preserve our intellectual property over time if we use it? Because AI is now doing, you have to pay some.
And this is the I don't know if I understand your question.
Can AI preserve our intellectual property?
How like
what we put aside is mirror, because what I see that AI does sometimes is scrub the internet.
Exactly.
That's
why I'm asking why. What are you asking exactly?
Our intellectual property is going to be on the internet.
That won't be by AI now.
By
AI. That will be by AI now. That will be by our own, if you know, like I said, documenting, recording, and keeping stuff. AI is not an archive. AI is for want of a better word, is a vending machine. No, for real, you put something in, you get something out. It's not a record keeper. Well, as far as I know, which is very, very limited, as far as AI is concerned.
Because the moment you put your name, you know, when you go to Google search and you want to type something, it's AI that first of all comes out.
Yes.
Before your order.
Yes, comes out. Yeah.
It's
layers.
It's a lot of layers.
That's why I don't think I'm the best person to discuss this.
You are, because you're a writer. You know how long you have been writing? 2 decades.
You know how many writers have been writing for like 5 decades?
You know, you're here. Because you are in the middle of the past generation and the coming generation. That's where you are.
Yeah, actually.
So it means that you have experienced writing.
I have.
And you have enjoyed writing.
I watched silent films as a child. Yeah.
Mommy used to beat you to read.
I saw when, I'm aware of when sound came into film. I'm aware of when color came into film. So yeah, you're right. I've been around and luckily for me too. For the people listening at home, I'm not that old though. So this I've been around for a while. It's not about age.
But I
had a dad who liked to keep stuff.
And shout out to all of our dads who kept stuff, and some of us who went to go and ransack
who liked to keep stuff.
No.
Baba had VHS tapes upon VHS tapes, and then vinyl records upon vinyl records. So I had
they preserved for us.
Yes.
But here we are trying to, because the internet age is an age where all of us are new to. We're all social animals in it.
We are not all new to.
2000.
Notice what I mean. To a 2005 child who is 20 now, by the way, in case you forgot that, they were born right into it. They are digital natives. We are digital is it immigrants or immigrants?
Immigrants and Wale.
Exactly. We came into it. They were born into it. So we are not all new. That's the point I'm trying to make.
So at the intersection of it,
Yes.
is AI really needed?
I don't think it's a need, so to speak.
Okay.
I think because things are constantly in motion, right?
Yeah, true.
The world will always progress, whether we like it or not. Some things call for, anything not growing is dead, right? Whether it's a plant, whether it's intellect, whether it's being a visionary or that kind of stuff. The world will continue to advance, right? And advancement calls for
new learning.
Yeah, exactly.
New learning.
Advancement, progress calls for new learning. So whether we like it or not, I don't want us to look at it as whether it's necessary or, because that would be limiting a lot of things. But progress is necessary for life to continue. Because the truth of the matter is, if you look at the weather 20 years ago is not the same as the weather now. Which means something, as that is evolving, something about either our clothes or the way we live has to evolve as well, or else, they say evolve or die.
Now, you are a teacher, right? Should schools continue to emphasize handwriting in a world dominated by digital and AI tools?
I like this question. But again, I have a bias because that is all I know. The thing is, so the question you need to ask yourself is, in the past, since 2005 January till now, how many times have you taken a biro to write something out of necessity, not choice?
That's a very interesting question. Well,
that's it. Though, if you
it's almost as if we're having an argument of whether pastors should have Bible or pad.
It's not an argument.
It's compulsory that they should have Bible.
Look, hold on. Don't go there.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
Let me just say something to be clear, right? I would say yes. I advocate for children to write manually. Calm down. And the reason is there are certain parts of cognitive function. There's something called eye-to-hand precision or something. I've forgotten the phrase, but it's what helps. And please forgive me if I sound very ignorant right now, but as far as I know, hand to eye or eye-to-hand coordination. That's what it's called. Eye-to-hand coordination is what makes surgeons very precise.
In what they
you have to really
so we still need a hand.
Your hand needs to go to where your eye wants it to go, or else you kill somebody by mistake.
No, don't kill somebody.
You get. Now, this is what I'm saying. There are certain parts of the brain that using your hands, manual dexterity, helps to develop.
Okay.
So on that basis, I would say yes, a child should have those formative qualities. Know how to write, know how to paint, know how to kick a ball, know how to skip. So just because the brain should be fully, you understand, there's a part of your brain reading develops, there's a part of it pictures develop, and so on and so forth. So I would say yes, every human being should
know how to write.
Yes, at the very least, you should be able to put words together. And to be honest, if you plan to be in this is so out of pocket, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Tell us.
Handwritten love notes are the best things. I'm just going to say that.
But true, if somebody sends you a handwritten note,
honestly,
you would appreciate it more than
something you're not sure if it was typed or ChatGPT wrote this.
So we still need our hands to write. So here's the thing. How then do we balance? We've spoken about writing. How then do we balance the tone? Right? Do you think, in your experience, writing, keyboard or pen or AI, does it influence the style or tone of the work that you read? You've read stories, you've read scripts, poetries. What influences tone?
Right. Okay. That question is.
We can dissect it.
His tone. It is a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Personally, there's a particular painter. I can't remember if it's Van Gogh or what's that?
Michelangelo.
I'm sure, Michael. Thank you very much. One of my friends will be like, I'm sure I'll get a call in a few minutes. Look how you just embarrass yourself. No. Anyway, one of those painters, they said, I think it was Van Gogh. No, Van Gogh is the one who cut his hair. I think it's Michelangelo. I can't remember. Anyway, one of those Renaissance painters was known for how his romantic relationships influenced his work. In that, whenever he was with someone, with a woman, his paintings took on bright hues and lively colors and stuff. Whenever he's depressed, they become dark and so on. So I believe experience is what influences tone. What was your state of mind when you were creating the piece of work? I've written some things that will never see the light of day because I was in a particular state of mind. I mean, I went to a studio once, and my producer friend, if he's listening, he can bear me witness. I went to a studio once, recorded a whole song of about 4 minutes. I finished the song and I told him to delete it.
Show his word anyway.
Yeah, I am, but this is the truth. There's a reason they say don't make a permanent decision on a temporary feeling.
All right.
So I say some things because I'm angry. 2 hours later, I'm not angry, but what I've said stays. Do you understand?
Forever.
So tone, yes, I believe in my experience, your living experience at that moment influences your tone. But sometimes you can be good enough where you can remove yourself from that
space of
experience and you write whatever tone you choose to write. But I believe that takes a level of experience. You know how you are chatting with someone and they type LOL, and you know for a fact that they are not laughing. Their face is as straight as a mirror. You understand?
True.
So that's detachment. But if you were not there with them, you would think they were actually laughing.
It's all, but really, if people chat with you, you can know the frame of mind.
Not always.
Well, not always.
Not always.
But then now, as a writer and as a writer, people are going to write whether they use AI, their pen, keyboard, whatever tool that they decide to use.
Yes.
What should stand out in writing?
What kind of writing are you talking?
Different kinds of writing. Love
Different
writing.
things will stand out.
Notebook, fiction.
These things to stand out depends on the context. You can't.
You have written a lot of books.
Yes, a lot.
You were.
Just them.
It signals on 91.3, so that I don't forget everyone who's listening. It signals 91.3. We're discussing AI writing, pen, humanity. If you have questions, comments, call us 0704 700 8913 or 0704 700 9913. We're discussing everything AI writing, humanity, pen. Now, for people who are going to be writing, what are still the basic tools for writing?
Basic tools?
Yes, for writing. What, apart from your pen, what is the process?
Those are not tools now. You're asking me what is required to write.
What's required to write?
It depends on, so there's something I always say, being someone who is cross-genre and cross-category writer. I would say honesty. Honesty is very important.
Why?
Because that's what we're connecting. That's what people connect with. Honesty. So I'm going to quote 2 sources, right? The first source is Stephen King, who in my opinion is the greatest writer to ever live.
Stephen King that recently wrote that he's always on.
No, he had an addiction problem. No. He had an addiction problem early in his career. Now he said, now I'm paraphrasing because I've forgotten the exact quote, but I use it in a way that works for me. He said, good writing is a good lie. Great writing is the truth in the lie. Now, in V for Vendetta, one of my favorite films, the guy said, so there was a scene where he had I don't know if you've watched the film. If you haven't, go and watch it. It's a very, very powerful film. There's a scene where, so long story, it's dystopian England. Somebody rescues a lady, and then because of his own activities, the lady had to live with him for a while. And then he let her go, and then he fake kidnapped her, and that kind of thing. And then when she found out that he was actually the one who kidnapped her and tortured her, she was angry, she was upset with him. And then he said, what is true
to you
in there? The truth, because you thought you were captured. And they tried to get her to reveal where he was, and she didn't. Which was the point he was trying to make. And he said, artists use lies to tell the truth.
But does art mimic life?
or life mimics art?
Which one? Which one is
art.
stronger?
Art mimics life. But then it's a cycle. It's hard to divulge one from the other. Art, because life had to exist for art to exist, but then art now feeds into life. You understand? Because creators, artists, not content creators. I'm saying, when I say creators, I'm talking about filmmakers, musicians, painters, even content creators. They capture, it's called slice of life. Okay. So like I said, people want to remember what life was like in a particular time. They go and watch some of these things. And they go and listen to the music. You understand? So, anyway, I was looking to get into conspiracy theory.
No. Yeah, now, you're a copywriter. So let's look at copy. I mean,
go on.
With copywriting,
yes,
and having written different campaigns,
yes, having worked on,
because
written sounds as if everything started and stopped with me. No, it's a whole team of people.
Yeah, like, is copywriting that easy?
Yeah, well, what is hard, what is easy? Everything is relative.
Must copywriting be short or long? Because there was an article you wrote on LinkedIn that I saw. They like, you prefer long form of writing as against short form of writing.
It's preference. Some people, my creative director at the moment now loves short. He will tell you it must be short and punchy. And no, but then this is the point. We can't, how do I put it?
We can't box people.
Exactly. Sometimes ideas come to you in long form. Sometimes it comes to you in short form. So there's something I say, right? They say, people would say, so the popular saying is, don't use 5 words when 3 will suffice. I say the reverse is also the case. Don't use 3 words when 5 will suffice, because the only thing you need to ensure of, or to be sure of, is every word on the page justifies its presence. So you cut off the fat. But sometimes when you cut off the fat, you are left with 15 words. And if you remove 1 word, it weakens the whole thing. So it's not listen, is this okay? I'm trying to explain a lot of things, right? Just indulge me. I believe that the most important part of copywriting is clarity. It's clarity, then wit. Not wit before clarity.
Clarity before wit.
Yes, because you are trying to communicate. It's not for you. If it's for your private consumption, you can write whatever gibberish you like. You understand it. But the fact that it's public facing, you must share the message in the most concise way possible. When you get that, you are sure that this is what I want to say. What is the most interesting, memorable way to say it? That's how it works, not the other way around.
So clarity and width.
Clarity before width.
Because, the attention span.
Again, it's my opinion. I'm just saying, there are people who know these things better, more. Hey.
So it's not in people knowing it better.
Let me just give a shout out to Femi Kayode. That's a legend.
Okay, Daddy, you are well done. Now, no. So it's not about short or long.
Yes.
It's what then captivates the audience.
Exactly. No, it's not what captivates. Because copywriting is not to captivate. So it's not a film.
No. Attention span of people is not 6 seconds. This is 10 seconds.
It is not true. Stop saying this thing. It's ignorant people that say it.
Okay, I start to be corrected.
Let me tell you why I said so.
Okay.
These people you say have short attention spans. They sat down to watch To Kill a Monkey from beginning to end. No, seriously. How is that short attention span?
But that's preference.
It's not preference. You said attention span. That's general speak. That's generally speaking.
Have you?
Okay. Calm down. This is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, tell us.
The difference is people are now more impatient.
For nonsense.
Attention span did not reduce, man. Stop. It's something that they've been saying. The same way they told you that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
No.
Yahoo of life. What do you mean? Let's not be perpetuating this thing. See, attention span. Let me just reiterate. Attention span is not reducing, because I can tell you, now more than ever, we have couch potatoes. People who stay in the house and watch stuff all day. Okay, if really, attention span is reducing. Why are they still making films? It's not about preference. You spoke generally. You said attention span. You did not say, listen, if you said context, if you set the context before you spoke.
Okay.
You didn't set the context. You just said attention span is reducing. That is not true.
So if
it was true, Netflix and Amazon would have stopped making money. Well, sorry. Netflix more than Amazon. You know what I mean? Yes, now.
See, a time with you is forever long. Now, so what I should have then said is scrolling, swipe right, scroll.
Yeah, because in that context, no, listen, in that context is microwave entertainment. Just something to keep. They say stuff about dopamine. I don't know what dopamine is, so I'm not going to repeat what I did.
When you're,
I don't know. I've not seen dopamine before. I know that sounds very ignorant. Just ignore me. But this is what I'm saying. You have to understand consumption per medium.
Okay, consumption. Okay,
There are
that's
2
nice.
hour movies in the cinema. People sit, of course, there are some people who scroll in the cinema, but there are some who sit down and pay attention for those 2 hours.
True.
I watch people go online and they just scroll like.
And so how then? Good. And this leads me to how then, because people are selling.
Okay.
People are selling instantly,
Yeah.
and they want to sell.
Yeah.
They want to captivate the audience. They want to get a market.
Yeah.
And if the thing that they are seeing in that 6 seconds is not
Worth it.
It's
They'll
not
skip.
what they will skip.
So that's not about attention span.
Okay.
That's the quality of whatever it is you created. Gilby, they call him the godfather of advertising. This is a legendary man.
Yeah.
He said, I'm sorry. Let me just be safe. I assumed he said it. I'm not so sure if he said it.
Let's
Yeah, you can Google the quote. He said, no, David Ogilvy said a lot of things. This particular one is what I'm not sure he said.
Go ahead.
They said, people don't watch or read ads. People read what interests them, and sometimes it's an ad. Do you understand the point?
Okay, yeah,
Yes. There are ads that have gone viral that people keep talking about for years.
Yes.
Because the ad is something unexpected. It's just reality that happens to be selling something. I've written a couple of those. Lucky me. You know?
So while I'm looking for that ad, it then means that how then, and my time is almost up, how then do we write in such a way that they don't scroll past?
And you study those people who write. The kind of stuff. Okay, so there's something I tell my content creators, right? Excuse me. I always tell them that, look, when you write for the brands you work with, you can't say, oh, okay, I'm about to start work now, let me write. No, you have to come at it from the point of view of, you're also somebody who scrolls online. What are the kinds of things that hold your attention you want to share with your friends? Those are the kinds of things you should write when you write content.
Say that
Because
again.
I said the kind of thing that holds your attention when you are randomly scrolling is the kind of things you should write
when you
are doing the work you do. I think for a lot, well, let me not say for a lot of us, but actually for a lot of us, we have 2 minds in our. This is what I mean. When we are at work, there's a way we think, and then when we stop work, we switch on another part of our minds. It shouldn't be that way. You should embody what you do, because what you are doing, whatever it is, whether it's this radio program, whether it's a filmmaking, storytelling, advertising, or content creation, it's for people like you.
Okay, so we should create for people like us.
Yes, one of the rules of thumb I have in my writing, I call it rules of thumb. Just don't look for what that means, because it has nothing to do with what I'm about to say, but I call them my rules of thumb.
Seun's rules of thumb.
Yes, you write the kind of story you would like to read.
If I like to read horror.
That's my approach. I write the kind of stuff I like to read.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Asking me over.
Anyways, we will come your way again next week Saturday, like we always see on Signals. Dream again, create opportunities for people. Because people will be people, keep creating opportunities. Thank you, Seun Odukoya, for stressing my life this morning.
You don't stress your life.
You did. And to everyone who's listening, I hope you learned 1 or 2. Have a wonderful week and God bless. Thank you.